Hey guys, y'all want to see what happens when a tie rod fails?
Now, normally this little rod here is supposed to be connected to that little ball joint that's left in there, so the removal part's kind of already done for me. Now this could have been catastrophic, but by the grace of God, nobody was hurt, and that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and make a video on how to fix this.
Real quick, I just wanted to say to anyone watching this who's maybe new to car repair, this is nothing you should be intimidated by. It's a very simple and straightforward procedure. Just make sure you double check everything's tight. Get a Haynes manual if you can. This specific video pertains to a 2005 Dodge Dakota 4-wheel drive, but it should be very, very similar procedure on any vehicle. So don't be worried. You will need an alignment once this is all done, but other than that, this is very straightforward and very doable. If you can change brake pads, you can definitely do this. So. See, the inside of the tie rod was so loose it just kind of popped out. Thing had about as much commitment as a Tinder date, you know, just slip out when you're done. So since our old tie rod end decided to clock out early, it might be a little bit of a pain in the butt removing the actual ball joint piece, but I have a hammer, I have channel locks, I have some wrenches, so all that put together, I might be able to come up with something. So hopefully though, I'm able to just with a hammer, ideally. Now, I'm gonna use a tape measure, and since I'm not changing the outer tie rod end, I'm gonna just take one of these features here, like for example, this little step up where it goes from thread to inner rod. Towel would have been better, but this is a work shirt. Anyways, I'm gonna measure from the back of the nut. See that little boss there? Any old feature works. It looks like I got 1 and 7/16. So I'll write that down on the box. My tape measure's hardly accurate. The back of these on a lot of them are like octagonal, so you have a hex head nut. It's looking like 15/16 and 7/8. Opposite direction. Screw this guy. And get ready to install the new one. Which hopefully will have a grease fitting, because this one sure didn't. Anyways, you can see this one, like when I try to move it, it really grips that ball joint. Now it's able to move because it changes angles, but it's still really, really stiff. It really grips it. It's more like a vice grip clamping around your stud, you know, instead of it being like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. Anyways, this will turn your steering from a suggestion into an actual user input. All right, so here we've got the other side again. Now the new one did not come with a new bolt, or nut rather, stop nut, so I'm going to be reusing the old one. It did come with a new ball joint nut though, which is great. So I'll go ahead and turn this one back on there. Only one side was broken like this, but I'm going to go ahead and replace both sides because that's the proper way to do this. And let you in on a little secret. Can you guess which one was replaced on its own last time? I bet you can. It wasn't this one. Down real good against the stop nut. Let's see. Let me get the socket for it. And just tighten it by hand without a torque wrench until this stops sucking up. tighten, and I'm going to switch over to the torque wrench. Now, the way this works, it's got a bunch of markings here, and you got your 0 line. You want that 0 line with the tick mark to line up with the 40 when that's just underneath it. So you bust the bottom loose, tighten that handle spring thingy jig until you get to 40. Barely exposed above that 0. Some cars are 45, some cars are 35, some cars are 30, so make sure you Google it. To be honest with you, I usually just put them at 40 no matter what, but to each their own. Once you're all done with that, make sure you do that on both sides because you don't want to change just one at a time because you could have a catastrophic failure like we did in this case. Yeah, so that's basically it. Throw the tires back on, make sure those are at spec too, and you should be good to go. After actually pulling the thing apart and getting a good look at the front end, I realized that that whole front end probably needs to be replaced, so I guess I got a new video series coming up with that Dodge. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope it helped out. If it did, please consider liking and subscribing. Other than that, one for the rest of your day. God bless.